There's a face in the mirror.
All right, here we are, Outback Motor Speedway, the last race of the 2017-18 season. Like we have for the past 6 years, this made our 7th year in a row. Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series sponsors this with Lucas Oil. We're the only slot car track to be sponsored by Lucas Oil. It's really an honor for us to be associated with such a fine racing series as the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series. I know this is a race that you really wanted to get. You hadn't won this one yet. You probably had your best shot at winning the first one is when your dad got sick and you had to pull out of here and didn't get to finish. So got to be kind of special. But congratulations first. You just set a record for the most wins in a row here at OMS. You just won the track championship. You just secured the crown jewels. And you just got the A main win, so I think you've really had a good season.
Yeah, I really did. I owe it all to my car owner, Junior Cooper. He gives me a nice car to drive every week. We actually broke the motor in the car in hot laps tonight. I went out there in the second session. I looked at him. I said, this thing won't run. He said, really? I said, yeah, something's wrong with it. I said, smell it. And the motor burned up. So he tried to work on it and just couldn't revive it. So he put a spare motor in the car, and it ran really good. I told him, there's no complaints with this unit. It's fine. We seemed like we were a little bit better on the top tonight instead of the bottom. We've been better in the bottom recently. I don't know why that was, but as long as you're good somewhere, I guess it's good enough to get by. But just barely get by. You know, Brent Hoddle was chasing me like a rabid dog.
Yeah, they were right on you. Him and Nicholas was right on you at the halfway point, which would have been the regular race, but then we ran the double segment. But they must have lost a little time to you. They still was catching you bad there at the end. You couldn't make it a mistake very much, but I think your car either got a little bit better under the lights, they got a little bit slower, one of the two.
Yeah, I kind of like that racing underneath the lights. I don't know why. Maybe I'm used to it after all these years on the dirt tracks. Of course, I used to like the day shows when we did that. But no, everything just kind of worked in our favor. We got collected in a little jingle there at the beginning and lost a lap. And I thought, man, that one might come back to bite me later. But it is what it is. You just got to collect your thoughts and race on, and the chips fall where they may. And you know, we just got lucky again. Things, fell in place, and we ran just good enough to win. You don't spank them here. You just run good enough to run with them.
Yeah, well, you brought that up, too. I mean, you got to have some luck, because I noticed right there you almost had a wreck where it was going to hurt you, but if somebody hit you and knocked your car back into the lane, so then you didn't really lose nothing there, and that helped. And not that that won the race for you, but, I mean,
it all helped.
I mean, yeah, you got to sit there and watch. I mean, it was 5, 6 of you rotating back and forth, up and down, until you kind of finally got out there, and then they're just chasing you. But then you knew you was going out to the outer lanes, because you done made up all your lanes, your time there on the bottom. So either way, great racing. Track's in good shape.
Yeah, great race. I mean, everybody was in there digging. I think probably everybody about won a segment there in that feature. And like you said, you just catch a couple breaks here and there. A couple times I ran up on Rex and was able to get stopped. The one time the front end went up in the air and fell right back down in the lane. And that's nothing but good fortune. I know Brent got collected a couple times. I think he had a couple of them that he was amazed his car stayed in too. But run a long race like that, we ran a lot of laps. What did we run?
25, so 8, that's 200, 400 laps.
There you go. You paid attention in school, didn't you? I didn't know how smart you Virginia guys were, but you're not too bad.
But all kidding aside, we say luck and we say this, but and again, not bragging on this track, but this is probably one of the hardest tracks to get around. So I don't care how much luck you've got. I don't care how good your car is. You still got to drive this track. This isn't one that's a rhythm track. You got to make every lap.
Yeah, absolutely. And you got to pay attention every lap, every second. My buddy Marty Riley come down tonight from Ohio to race with us, and I was telling him back there in the pits earlier just how hard it is to drive on this track. And he was tickled. He run good in the C main and felt better than he ever had before. And I said, it's kind of unfair. He only gets to come here a couple times a year. And I said, for you to get in there and be able to run with these guys, it says a lot. But it's a tough track. And my hat's off to all these guys that race here. I tell everybody, you walk in this door on a Friday night, there's 20 couple guys that could win this feature if everything just fell in place and everything went right. I think it got proven tonight in the B mains. There were some guys that ran really good last week. I think that ran second and third behind me in the feature last week, didn't make the show tonight. And those guys are really good drivers, and they got good cars. They just had a little bad luck, or maybe their car was a little off tonight. So it's a fragile thing. You just got to be on your toes when you come here.
Well, anyhow, congratulations. You're going to get a nice trophy here, and you get to tip your cat. You won a Lucas race.
Yeah, I finally won a Lucas Oil race, huh? I qualified for a few of them, but I never won one. Never even come close. In fact, usually when I come in and have a Lucas Oil late model race, I got to ask my crew who won. Not close enough to tell, but it's just happy to get in those things, you know. But, yeah, thank you to Lucas Oil for sponsoring this. You know, it's an honor to be connected with those guys. Great group of people, and, you know, they're good for racing.
Absolutely. Congratulations.
Got to give a shout out to my buddy James Essex. He's got to be watching this.
All right, congratulations.
Thank you, Tim.
What a price to pay. Didn't anybody tell you it's not who's right or wrong? Oh, the line. Is this what's going on? Where you going now? When your world's turned inside out, isn't love what it's all about?
Well, race fans, I'm here with the second place finisher. What a way to cap off the season. The Lucas Oil event for the track championship come down to the last couple laps. Alan came out on top. You finished second. But what an honor it is not only to be a part of the Lucas Oil Series, but to end the season on a pretty positive note, finishing second.
Oh, yeah. I'm not going to complain. I struggled the last couple of weeks. This is a whole different car than what I've been running the last, 6-8 races, and pretty happy with it. I wish now maybe I would have ran it last week and had a little better deal with it. It took me a little bit to get used to it, but I'll take second place. Alan, he's owed one. I kind of think he should have won the first one year, and unfortunately there was a family event that caused him to have to leave early at night, and he didn't get to run the feature. So I think this one's owed him. But I'm lucky enough to say I've won this thing twice, so I'm not gonna, I'm not gonna complain one bit. Just to be able to run a Lucas Oil race is an honor. To be associated with those guys. I mean, we're lucky enough with Dad and all. We've got to personally meet, Richie and Lewis and Rick Swaley and James Essex and all those guys, Cole Lewis and all that. Just to get a relationship built up with those guys, they are what I think is really what got us going. We earned a lot of sponsorships when you got to say you're sponsored with Lucas Oil and you're affiliated, and that's what really kind of surged this deal. And on top of all our loyal racers and other things, but it's just I think the Lucas Oil Series, when we've got to post that's kind of what got us on the map. People kind of stood attention to it. I believe it was the first year. Wayne Castleberry told us when he posted pictures of our race, he got more likes faster than some of the actual races they have. So he was kind of shocked by that. But all in all, tonight was a good night. I got a bunch of cars out here who's going to run this first non-qualifier. So hopefully one of them will dig out the win for me.
Your dad and you as well, each and every week work exceptionally hard to promote not only the track but the sponsors, and that's one thing I admire about you guys. I knew weeks in advance that the Lucas Oil Series was going to be your last race of the season, and you mentioned about meeting those drivers and how this helped you guys out, but to me it's even bigger than that, and I don't even know how to put it to words.
That's one thing a lot of people don't realize, how big this thing is. Sometimes me and Dad kind of forget just how big this thing is and the calling we get. It's amazing. Me and him are both dirt track racers. You sponsored us years ago, and us going through a Lucas pit, it's almost like back when we would go through our local dirt track pit area. We just kind of know all the drivers, Scott Bloomquist, Don O'Neill, Earl Pearson Jr. and all. We can walk up and talk to them guys, and they know who we are, and I've built them all bodies and give to them, and they've all raced on the track, and we got to be on the speed channel when it was going and had it on there, and it's just amazing. What one slot car track could do is amazing, and we do our best to bring as most realistic racing as we can to slot car racing. And not only are we promoting slot cars and our sponsors, we're also trying to promote dirt track racing. I mean, that's where our heart and soul's at, and that's what we love and enjoy, and I know you do, and you're doing a great job with Turn 5 turnaround, and I just think the collaboration of it, hopefully we're going to just keep pushing that sport for all it's worth.
Well, congratulations, and I'm looking forward to next Friday night.
Yeah, I am too. That's going to be an interesting banquet. Hopefully some of the people's going to be a thick skin. I don't think he missed a single soul that's going to be in that banquet video, so it's going to be interesting. But I can't thank him enough for what he does and all your help and Walter's help and Johnny O's help. There's a team effort, and like I said, I invite anybody and everybody to come out here and see this deal, enjoy this deal. They'll get a shock. When you walk through this door, I don't think anybody sees what they're thinking they're going to see, I guess is the best way to put it down. So come on out next season. We'll have our schedule posted towards the end of the summer. And come on out and enjoy some fun.
Thank you, Brett.
Thank you.
Gonna be there, yes I will. There's a crack in the mirror, there's a hole in the sun, full moon in the midnight sky, and you feel like you wanna run. So you blow out the candle and you turn out the light, then you stumble into darkness. Do you believe?
Nicholas, coming into tonight's event, the Lucas Oil, stepped up. They're the title sponsor of tonight's event. It's our last race of the season. You and your team have been running really well. I know you wanted to win, but finishing third's not bad.
No, this is actually I think I've made this race 2 years in a row. My first win was last year, so I was happy to get that, and I wanted to win that race so bad. But I mean, it's good to finish third again. I finished third last year in this thing, I know, but big shout out to Junior on making the cars. I mean, without him, us driving this would not be possible. I think we have 3 of the fastest cars in this garage and cars to beat. But I'm telling you, there's one guy that stands out in this whole crowd that nobody's going to be watching for, and that's David. David Kaiser is just, he's so talented at this stuff. I mean, he's only been racing, 2 years, and he's already making more A-mains than I did. But, I mean, to only miss 1 or 2 A-mains this year, I mean, I got to send a big thanks to Junior and Alan for the support and everything, and got to thank you guys.
Friday night, we have our banquet recognizing our points champion, Alan Saggy. What does it mean to you to be a part of that race team and knowing that your teammate won the championship?
It feels amazing because we all finished in top 5. I finished 4th, Junior finished 3rd, and Alan won it. But, I mean, it's hard to beat Alan. Alan's a hell of a driver. Brent is. Junior is. I mean, it's hard to beat them guys, but for me to finish 3rd and beat some of them guys, I mean, it's awesome. I'm younger than all of them, so, and I mean, I haven't been racing as long as them, but I started close to them. But I mean, I love this track, and I think I'll be back next year definitely, and I'll try to improve in the points. But 4th is pretty good.
Congratulations.
Thank you.